Feral Khan Mercenary Squad has a new assignment. They must learn how to combine and form Feral Rex. The Squadron commander fiercely attacks his target. Beware of Leodux's Razorclaws. Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to Feral Rex Week, Day 3, where we'll be taking a look at R04 Leodux, the Mercenary Squadron Commander. This is the big leader here, who is the torso of Feral Rex, which is why his box is about twice as thick as everybody else's. He's also the most expensive at $130, but he's worth it because he's so much larger than the others. As you can see, the box design is the same, except you have pictures of Leodux, and it's, really big. Also, to that point, inside here, you have Leodux with his swords adorning next to him, and he's just kind of put in the middle because he is super thick with the lion head and all that. Plus the nice artwork there. Of course, he has an instruction comic book, which looks really nice, and a trading card, which you can see here has Leodux on there, looking super cool with a cannon that's not on his packaging art. And you can see his stats here, plus a shot from the comic. So that's really, really cool. I like how he has 10 courage and 9.5 endurance. This guy's never stopping. So, there you go. That is Leodux's box. Let's look at Leodux himself. We begin in Leodux's lion mode, which I think looks great. Probably because I like lions. A lot of my favorite robots have lions, especially with lion heads on their chests. That seems to be a thing I like. And that's probably a reason why I like Predaking so much. But, as you can see, Leodux here looks very much like Transformers Generation 1 Razorclaw, which is who he's emulating here. And you can see that he is quite large. Look how much of the camera frame he takes up. This guy is the most expensive of the Feral Khans at $130. He is quite pricey, but look how big this guy is. For example, here he is next to Transformers Generations Hotspot, who is a Voyager figure. Yeah, this guy is sized quite well. He's about a leader class size, like a modern leader class, which is just awesome. Now, what's also awesome is the fact that he has this great lion mane here that has gold paint in addition to the orange. Looks very nice. Now, he does actually have articulation. First of all, his shoulder joints here. He's got double joints here. He's got a ball-jointed paw joint here as well. His head does have some movement left and right. It is on a ball joint with a series of connector pegs up here. You also articulate the main pieces, which is pretty neat. Also, the mouth opens and closes, and it opens quite large. You can have it kind of subtle or quite wide. And the back legs can ball joints, they can move, they can pivot, and they can ball joint here, as well as the tail can move slightly, which is really, really cool. Now, in terms of weapon storage, as so far all of the Feral Khans have been able to hold their weapons, the two large axe blades here can plug onto the side. So that is super cool. I do like the ability here. Plus, it really, really, really blends in well with him as it kind of fits the shape of the lion mode, which is super cool. As well as his shield is a standard piece back here, so that is neat as well. Plus, the cannons that are built in. This is one armored lion, and he is super, super cool. You can get him in a lot of different poses with all the joints he has, and I think that's really important when it comes to beast mode, especially for something this expensive. But of course, it is time to go to robot mode. Here is Leodux in his full robot mode, and I gotta say, this guy is super impressive. First of all, size-wise, look at him next to Hotspot. He's towering. He's towering quite a bit. Even when you compare him next to Talon, he is towering over him. And he is towering over Bovis here. So he is quite large, and that is good because he's more expensive and he forms the torso, so he kind of needs to be a larger scale figure. Now, the other part about Leoducks, and this is probably my one complaint, my one-ish complaint, is that he does parts form with these three parts here. These form the handle of the combined mode sword, and when you have to remove this from transformation. This is the tailpiece, as you can see, tailpiece, and these are inside his stomach. So they're necessary for the beast mode to be pulled off, but there's no place to put these on Leoducks. But there are places to put these. So these pieces here form the handle for the sword for Feral Rex, and they do split into two parts, and they do fold like this in order to plug onto the guns back here. So they can actually attach to a couple pegs on these guns. Well, they're supposed to. They don't hold in too well. It's kind of tricky. Kind of need to put it in and adjust it, because some of them attach to one side better than others. Basically, you just kind of wedge it in there. It does stay for the most part, but it is the most frustrating aspect of the figure, is these little tail pieces. But they do go in, and they stay. What's neat, though, is while there is no place to put these on Leoducks, you can, in fact, put them on Talon, as Talon was designed with pegs on his back, which fit these, so they become booster parts for Talon, which is really, really cool overall. I think this is a great thing, because when you have them all in robot mode, you're probably going to have the set in robot mode, so, the pieces can just store there, which looks really nice and is really, really cool. Anyways, we won't see those pieces for the rest of the review, as Leoducks really can't use them. They're just kind of stored in his chest, which works. But taking a look at this guy, as you can see, one of the pieces just fell off, one of the tail parts. His head sculpt is super fantastic. He's got a metallic painted visor, which looks really nice. He's got a great ball joint here, so you can see that it looks around very, very well. So quite awesome. Now his shoulder joints, heavy ratchets all around, which is pretty nice. There went the other piece. I'm sorry about that. Outward shoulder ratchet, double. Well, it's actually kind of a triple. It's almost a triple joint here. Actually, it is. It's 1, 2, 3 joints here in the elbow, so you can get all kinds of elbow articulation. Bicep rotation, wrist swivel, wrist can pivot back a bit, which is pretty nice. You could flip these out as claws, attack claws, so that's pretty nice. The waist joint here is super solid, as it is also Feral Rex's waist, so that is pretty nice. Yeah, outward leg movement on a ratchet, forward and back, thigh swivel, and a single joint knee that way, but it also goes that way, because reasons we'll get to later. Toe joint bends that way. This is on a ball joint back here. This can pivot forward and back, so that's pretty sweet overall. It's nice to see a new foot design as well. He's the only one that has that different foot design. But that is his articulation. This guy is quite articulated, which is really, really cool. Now, like I said, the biggest problem with this guy is these. So I'm going to put them off to the side. Other than that, he does look fantastic. Now, in terms of weaponry, the one that is stored on his back, and this is designed to store back here, is this piece. No, it's not a crotch plate, it's a shield. It'll be a crotch plate later. You notice that there's like this little weird gap here, and we'll fix that in a later video. Anyways, this piece splits and folds out like this, and a little peg here will plug into his arm on either side. And now he's got a big shield, which is pretty cool. The guns back here are mainly for the combined mode, but they can be removed, and the peg size is just about right to plug onto his arm, which is a neat little thing that isn't officially described, but people figured it out, and I think it's pretty cool. But other than that, he does have 2 additional weapons that aren't attached to him, which are the dual vibrating sonic cleavers. So here are the vibrating sonic cleavers, which is an interesting name to say the least. And I gotta say, they look really, really cool. They are massive. There is no place to store them on his robot mode, because the only pegs for them are down here on his legs, and that just doesn't work. So you are going to have him hold them, or that's about it, really. But, yeah, they're quite massive. It does fit his larger size, and you can just see they look like giant cleavers, which is what they're supposed to be. They work really well. You can even have them in a backhanded grip if you want. So, yeah, that's just really, really cool. Other than that, he doesn't come on any other weapons. He should have a cannon, though. Maybe that got lost. Maybe the Team Shock Trooper took it for his own. We'll find out later. But that is everything for Leodux. Overall, Leodux is super, super cool. He's probably one of my favorites of the set. I like how large he is, naturally being the torso, and I like his lion mode, because I like lion robots. And his giant cleavers are cool too. Overall, he's super solid, and if you just want a nice Razorclaw for your collection, he's worth it. But yeah, he is the most expensive one, and that is something to factor in. But when you compare, like, $90 Talon to $130 Leodux and see how much larger Leodux is, it all kind of balances out price-wise, which is what I think is great about these, is their pricing makes sense. So overall, Leodux is fantastic. And that is all for Day 3 on Feral Rex Week. Stay tuned for tomorrow, where we take a look at the ground assaulter, Fortis. And until then, be sure to check out HeroTalkie.com for all your Transformers news and more. Until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.